The video reflection was called The New Age of Corporate Monopolies by Marguerite Vestager. She's the Commissioner of Competition. And the video was from September of 2017. She started talking about the European Union, 1957, talked about signing a treaty for the European market, talking about meeting needs of businesses and not the customers. So then they found out that there needed to be rules for competition of business. And she said the reason why there needs to be rules is because of greed, fear, power. Having that all together is a dangerous mix. She talked about collusion, talked about government handing out subsidies that taxpayers paid for, discussed competition and the fact that they need to give fair prices for the consumer. And part of that competition is making it legal competition, making sure that they do have those rules set in place, making sure that they're giving the fair prices for the consumer. She mentioned that Europeans felt that the market didn't treat them fairly, and it seemed more like private property was getting more business rather than like the public businesses. Mentioned trust, treating others as equals. When the market works fairly, we feel trust. And to allow the society to work, we have to trust our banks, our repairman. She talked about, what if something does happen and you have to have a repairman come into your home? You have to trust them. You're letting them into your home. She talked about banks, trusting them with your money. She mentioned drivers on the road. We're very trusting to be on the road with individuals that we don't even know. And trusting our doctors, especially in this time right now, everything that we're going through with COVID-19, knowing that there is no vaccine to stop what we're going through. We have to trust our doctors. Right now, I know in Ohio, they're saying even if you have the symptoms, stay home, don't go into the doctor. You're supposed to reach out to your doctor, explain to them your symptoms, and then they're going to decide whether you need to come in. From my understanding, unless, they have this checklist, and unless you meet all those requirements that they've come up with, they're just recommending to monitor yourself. And unless it gets worse, you're not supposed to step foot in the hospital. And I know, as far as trusting them, whenever you do go in, you're supposed to go in with a mask. If you don't have one, they provide one for you. They're doing temperature checks right away at the door for the employees. And, so it's like, that you're at their mercy per se. We do have to be very trusting when it comes to them. And with our government right now, with everything that's going on, we have to trust that what they're saying is the best decisions for us. For Ohio, we are trusting our government whenever our governor says that he has put into place a stay-at-home order. The schools are closed for the rest of the year. We're only supposed to go out if it's absolutely essential, and only essential workers are working, leaving their homes. I know my husband is considered an essential employee. He is a supervisor at a factory that makes the cans for Campbell Soup to go in. So he is out there every day. He has to go to work every day, and they're checking temperatures before they enter the buildings, and if there is an elevation there, they are sent home. and just, taking those extra precautions as they have stated, as the government has stated. When it comes to the trust, it's important to treat each other as equals and know that you're given the same chances when it comes to the market. You need to work them fairly. And she did talk about trusting in computers. Talked about if we don't trust different companies, the company actually is responsible for working harder to gain the trust from us. And she said, what if we knew that the algorithms couldn't treat us poorly? She was talking about algorithms and the fact that they're set up to treat everybody equally and that we should be more trusting of it. And then she made the statement that not everybody believes that. She mentioned trust has to be earned, and that competition rules help to build the trust. The market makes the market trustworthy for everyone. She talked about real and fair enforcing our rules to make the market more reliable. And she also said that we must sharpen our tools and get new tools if necessary, and that data works as a currency. The fact that everything that's going on right now, I thought that this was a great way to end all of our talks that we've had throughout this semester, with COVID-19 being present right now. And she mentioned trust over and over and over, and I couldn't help but think about businesses and companies and government and all of these people working together that we as a whole are looking to trust. As far as our shopping, I personally haven't been to the grocery store since all of this went down, which I don't know how long it's been, 6 weeks or so. I know a lot of my friends are doing Carside pickup, which is great for them. They fortunately were already in the rotation before all of this happened. So whenever I tried to do car pickup, it was like a 3-week wait. So instead of making that decision to wait that long for things, my husband has been making the trips to the actual store after he gets off work. It's kind of like he's already out there, so why not go ahead and go in the store and get what we need. And then whenever he gets home, he leaves everything out in the garage and, takes care of him, gets in the shower and all that stuff that they're saying you should do before, hugging your loved ones and being around your family. And knowing that we have to trust in the stores that they are doing the proper precautions, the cleanings and things. I had to go into Meijer grocery store yesterday just to pick up a prescription. So I filled the script, and they actually have it set up now where you can pay for it on your phone. You can sign for it. You can do everything. So I did all that. So when I went in, it was, how a lot of people are like, no contact. It was basically no contact. They had the plexiglass up, and all I had to do was show her my phone, show her the barcode. She scanned it, and then she had a mask on. She had gloves on. I had a mask on. I had gloves on. She handed me the bag. I took the bag. I went out to the car, and then I was just like, now what? So I put the bag down. I took my gloves off. I took my mask off, and then I got all kinds of hand sanitizer, and I was just like, I don't even know, like if I'm being, if I'm following this correctly. I really hope I am. But trusting them, trusting the grocery stores, trusting the governors right now, doing online shopping. I'm not used to that, so I've been doing some orders off of Amazon recently, and it's like, I'm trusting them that they're going to get me a good product. I don't want to have to send it back. So it really is true that when you stop and think about it, how it all revolves around trust and having those rules make sense, because especially now, I'm sure everybody's like on their phones or on their computers and they're constantly looking at stuff. I know when I'm on Facebook, it drives me crazy because there's constant ad. There's tons of ads popping up, and I keep going to preferences and trying to like get those removed. Things that I have zero interest in. I have no idea why they keep popping up. But, they're being competitive out there, and they're trying to get you from every angle because they know that people are at home right now, and there is a competition going on. Like, if you're going to get a new vehicle, where are you going to get that vehicle at? If you want this shirt, hey, guess what? We got it $10 cheaper over here at this website. And, people are constantly on there saying, I saw this from so-and-so. Does anybody have it cheaper? So even the consumers are, using that technology to compare. And as far as a consumer myself, I do a lot of research before I make large purchases. Maybe not so much small purchases, but I definitely do comparisons. It may be that I'll go with the person that may not necessarily be cheaper, but you know what? They have better reviews. They seem to be more aware of what their consumer wants. So yeah, I am going to pay a little bit more because they've built that trust through their brand. So there is my takeaway on our final talk here. Hope you enjoyed it.